Now anyone can fake you. You just have to have a software, right? You can pretend to be Brad Pitt or Angelina Jolie. It's all gone out the window.
It's like a watch. So many high-tech gadgets that tells the time, but nothing like a handcrafted watch. That the value of that's higher, right?
These data can be used to misinterpret or misrepresent you.
I like a world with Terminator. If I have 10,000 numbers and names, that can be sold or that can be manipulated. Is that what? Is that why this law comes in?
Yes. Dilanjan, first of all, thank you so much for being here.
Pleasure. Thank you for.
How are you doing?
Good. After a while.
Yes. So to start off, could you tell us what you do?
So my name is Dilanjan Seneviratne. I'm a music executive. I work in music, business of music. Our vision is to take culture to the world. But in simple terms, what we do is we help artists make money.
Cool. And do you know why you're here today?
I don't.
Okay, so we're here to talk about data and data governance, right? So as a music executive, I'm guessing you use a lot of data, you consume a lot of data. Could you tell us a little bit about some of the types of data that you use on a day-to-day basis?
So especially the employees first, and then their names, details of whereabouts or whatever, that has to be there, that's there. Then our artists, that is the most sensitive stuff, because we in-house manage most of our artists exclusively,
Right.
So these artists are well known in the globe or even in Sri Lanka. So now their data is also with us, like their phone numbers to family information to even sometimes even health information, contracts, who they work with, money, the number of gigs they do, how much they do it for, that is there. And then we also produce a lot of shows, music shows like festivals, concerts, curate events. People buy tickets to come for these things, so those information about from those is also there. I believe that's the kind of data we work with.
Yes, so all of that is data. You're right. So you're handling, like you said, healthcare data, personal data, employee data. All of that is data as well. Transaction data. All of that comes under financial data. Also, the stuff that you produce is also data. So I would argue that is the most important or the most valuable data that you produce. And
you mean like songs and?
Yes, absolutely. So all that is stored somewhere, right? I'm guessing it's maybe stored in hard drives or maybe on the cloud or wherever, right? So that is your data, right? What's interesting about you, I mean, probably you don't use these terms, right? But this data is also your intellectual property. Right, so a lot of people don't view their data as the intellectual property. They just think data is data, or it's just numbers or whatever. But in your field, I would argue that your data or the data that you create, the creative output that you give, is also your intellectual property. So it has two forms, right? So, and I'm guessing this is very valuable to you. This is how you make money, right? You mentioned that you help artists make money, right?
Yeah.
So this is basically one of the main revenue channels that you.
Yeah. I believe for an extent, when we distribute songs, we receive a content ID from the platforms that we do it on, and then we monetize that based on that. So you're right, but we don't have access to any information of who's actually watching this song.
Right. I'm guessing these are your distribution platforms.
Yeah.
Right. Could you give us an example of some of the distribution platforms that you work with? So,
say you're an artist and you've done a song, and now this particular song is the asset.
Yes.
And there are platforms for your fans to listen to this asset or the song. Those platforms would be Spotify, Apple Music, Ghana, YouTube Music, those platforms. But you cannot log into Apple and put the song there.
Yeah.
You have to work with another middle person or another platform. So these platforms are called distributors.
Right.
So I work with a company called Bonfire. There are multiple platforms like CD Baby, DistroKid, United Masters. Parts of different platforms are there.
Right.
Media. Big labels like Sony, Warner have their own platforms. So it acts as that middle person, then they upload it there and it gets distributed to Spotify, even Facebook, TikTok, all that from that medium.
Understood. And as a creative company, I'm guessing you collect a lot of data as well. You collect a lot of data from, I'm guessing you have platforms where people come to your concerts, they buy tickets. So that is also personal data, right? Do you collect these data? How does that happen in your organization?
So when we produce a concert, we have one called Kankalu. We sell about 10,000 tickets on that. We do sell it on our website.
Right.
We have a ticketing backend for that. So you can visit the website, purchase the ticket there.
Yeah, right.
We also work with third-party ticket platforms.
Right.
So basically it's split that way.
Understood. Do you want to mention your platform that you use to sell these tickets?
So my company name is Outright Play.
Right.
And when we produce a show, we put it there.
Right. Understood. So when Outright sells a concert, right? I'm guessing your customers have to give in their personal information, for example, their name, address, or maybe email address, or things like that, right? So Dilanjan, you mentioned that you do a lot of online ticket sales from your company. So what kind of data do you collect when someone purchases a ticket from Outright?
So basic information for sure, like the name, mobile number, email.
Right.
And we try to stop it there.
Right.
But say when we do a show like a big artist show, like a known artist show, and limited tickets.
Right.
Now the chances of, because now the demand is higher, the chances of forging a ticket is higher. So to mitigate that, we would even contact the NIC detail also in that case to just make sure verify for verification purposes.
Right. So you're basically collecting name, mobile, email, and sometimes the NIC. Right. So in our world, Dilanjan, these are called PII data, which stands for personally identifiable information.
Correct.
Right. So if someone has your name, ID, all of this is easy to tag somebody or pick somebody. So there's a new law called the Personal Data Protection Act, or PDPA. So according to law in Sri Lanka now, if you are collecting this personally identifiable data or PII data, you are required to manage this data in a certain way. For example, any organization from let's say a restaurant to a production company like yours or entertainment company like yours, if you are collecting this data, now the data owner, who is the person who's giving your data, has the right to ask if this data, where this data is stored, or if they want, they can ask you to delete that data. So for example, let's say now I come to your website, I want to purchase a ticket and I put my name, Shanaka, blah blah blah, and after 2 weeks I would call you up and be like, listen, I've given you my data, but I no longer want you to have my data. And if I say that, you should, according to the Sri Lankan law, now you should have a system to review this data and to delete this data. And also, if the regulatory body asks, you should show proof of the deletion of this data.
Oh, okay.
Right?
How do you do that?
Yeah, so this is a bit of this is where we come in. We are a company that provides a unified governance platform, and in that we provide the data governance part as well. So we help, first of all, organizations look at the data that they have, identify the data that they have, and to figure out where their data is in the first place. Because you can't govern what you can't see. And then we help them classify this data. For example, in your example, you said you have their names, phone numbers, emails, and also sometimes the NIC, which is a little bit more private or a little bit more, has a little bit more importance than your name.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So all of this data should be classified. So we help you classify this data, because not all data can be treated the same. Right? So if you have someone's personal health details, that would be ranked at the top in the data charts. Right. So, and also we would help you manage these requests. If someone wants to delete their data, you should have a process internally, right? And when the regulatory body or someone from the government wants to see this, we provide our platform provides that proof that you manage this data properly. And when someone requests the deletion of this data, that this was handled and it was actually deleted. It should be proofable from your end. So that's what we provide as a company.
Does this matter in like an individual? I mean, for sure, yeah. As individual, it matters to everybody.
Yes.
But this act and everything, I believe it matters as a database as a whole, right? Like if I have 10,000 numbers and names,
yeah,
that can be sold or that can be manipulated. Is that why this law comes into
Yes,
play?
I mean this is a fundamental law. I'm sure you've heard of GDPR in the EU, and every country is coming up with their own version of this. Because Sri Lanka is doing this specifically because we cannot attract foreign direct investment in a country where there is no proper data laws in place. For example, let's say a UK company wants to set up a factory or a business process office or whatever, right? They cannot bring their data to Sri Lanka or process their data in Sri Lanka if we don't have a proper law in place to give some importance or that has some sort of legislature in that country. So this is a law that has been brought in by the government. In fact, we are the first South Asian country to bring in a personal data protection law. So in that way, we are ahead of our neighbors.
I mean, just to learn a bit more, I couldn't be bothered about a pizza ad coming to my phone when I'm passing that. Right?
Yeah.
So is it necessarily for the individuals to call up the businesses and be like, please stop sending me these SMS?
Absolutely. So
because there's no like, yes, it is annoying, but does it have an economic impact, or is it like looking at a very large scale to tell the foreign investors, hey, we have these things in place?
Yeah.
So how does
I would say both.
Difference?
I would say both. Right now, when you bring a law like this, it doesn't just apply to enterprises; it applies to individuals as well, right? Now, as a culture, we have a very
that's what I want to also understand.
Yeah. So, as a culture, we don't give importance to our personal data. For example, right? There's a certain burger restaurant in Sri Lanka that I went recently where I couldn't buy a burger unless I give my phone number. Right now, of course I understand the Personal Data Protection Act. I was hungry, right? And I just wanted to eat something, and I ended up giving him my number, and I am someone who's in this field, right? So if you look at the Sri Lankan culture, right, there are certain buildings that you can't get into without giving your phone number and NIC number, all of this, right? This was
I have to give the NIC itself.
Exactly, right? And where is this data going, right? So if you have to give your phone number to every security guy, right?
What's the risk is my question.
No, so this now when we are going into a whole digital world, right? These data can be used to misinterpret or misrepresent you. Like for example, if someone has your ID number, right? And someone knows your mother and her maiden name,
I see.
right? You can go into your bank account, right, and say that, oh, I forgot my password. Right? Then the next thing is, what's your mother's maiden name? Easy to find. What's your email address? He already has that. What's your ID number? He already has that. He can easily pretend to be you. And this is already happening. This is not some
No, I just wanted to I live abroad half of this, so I understand how important the ID card and that mobile number, because everything is connected to those two numbers.
Exactly.
You go to the bank, you just show the ID, everything is there. Whether which bank you go to is irrelevant.
Exactly.
Just want to understand from a Sri Lankan context, yes, that makes sense.
So now think about the deepfake technology, which I'm sure you're familiar with, right? Now earlier they had this eKYC things where you had to take a photo and all of that. Now anyone can fake you. You just have to have a software, right? You can pretend to be Brad Pitt or Angelina Jolie. It's all gone out the window. And if you have a deep fake and your NIC number and your phone number and your email, for a system or someone who's looking at this from afar, there's no difference.
Okay.
Right?
Fair enough.
So this is why the government has put in this law into place, and part of this series what we're doing is to explain people the importance of data. Now, as someone who uses data, who's in a creative field, maybe sometimes you might not even understand the importance of the data, the role of the data that you collect. So this is just to show people of some of the leaks and to educate people on how to manage their data in the future. Cool. One last question before we wrap things up. Now everyone's talking about AI. AI is not even a buzzword anymore, right? Would love to hear how you, as a creative person, is using AI and how your organization is using AI as a tool.
First of all, I think I love this. That whenever technology grows, I love it. But also I don't understand the full extent of AI nowadays. Some people are saying it's just fast to Google. Some people are saying it's almost sentient. I don't know where the technology actually is, because I'm not from tech background. But as far as I'm concerned, I am thinking of a world one day that my artist doesn't necessarily have to go to the studio to record vocals. Would be amazing, because creating the song, it has like coming up with the melody, coming up with the lyrics, coming up with the story. It will take a little. It needs to the human element. You still can use Suno and come up with a melody and a song, but there is still that human warmth when you do it by the artists themselves. It's like a watch, like so many mechanical watches, so many high-tech gadgets that tells the time, but nothing like a handcrafted watch. That the value of that is still that's higher, right? So that part I believe will never go out. But say she's doing or he's doing a jingle for a brand, she doesn't have to go to the studio. Right? Just input the thing, or even somebody else sings it, and then tell the system, match this person's voice.
Right.
Just do a jingle like that. I think fun, at a very basic level, it's there, but I would like to see when brands accept it. So basically, the brand would pay. Okay, I want the digital voice of this artist to come.
Right.
So the artist still can make the money from these brand deals, but can do the concerts, live stuff, all of that at a premium price, so that you can scale artists. Otherwise, we are stuck at how many days is available for the artist. You cannot scale an artist.
Right. So, in your opinion, how far away are we from this reality?
I don't know, maybe 5 more years?
5 more years.
The thing is, people have to also accept that it is that it is now. I write all my emails, I just tell Google, when I tell Google, reply to this, be polite, say yes or no. And he writes the email and I just insert it and send it.
Right.
When the other person reads it, sometimes it might sound AI. Right. It might sound very robotic. But people accept that, right? People don't care about who wrote that. So similarly, I feel like if the world accepts a jingle is just the color of it, that's okay, I guess. But in real terms of producing an album, you still have to go to the studio and do that.
Right.
The mistakes is what makes the art beautiful, is my opinion.
But what you're talking about is the technology right now, right? But the great thing about AI is growing at a rate that no one can predict or no one can control. When you're talking, the technology that we we are talking about right now, to be honest, I thought would not happen for the next 10-20 years, and
No.
we're already there.
I like a world with Terminator.
You want to be John Connor?
We've seen enough stuff, right?
Yeah.
What we haven't seen is robots trying to kill you. So.
Yeah, I mean it's coming, right? Now, if you look at what Tesla is doing, if you're following Tesla, now they've stopped their 2 car models and they're focusing mainly on the robots. So the Terminator world that we saw in the 1990s is not that far away.
But I also feel the human arrogance. This is just my philosophical view of it. Right? We've already made robots. A car is a robot basically.
Yes, absolutely.
Because the fastest way to go from A to B is not the legs. There's no need to create a robot with legs.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Yeah.
It's just the human arrogance is trying to recreate in my, like, it's a god complex.
Yeah, no, the argument for this is that the world is optimized for humans. So that's why they're looking at humanoid robots. Like, for example, you just coming up these stairs, right? A robot with wheels would find it difficult to come up on the staircase. So the entire world we've built in our image, right? You know.
Correct, yeah.
So that's why this whole humanoid robots thing is taking off, because the infrastructure is built for legs, not wheels.
Okay, fair enough. I feel like yeah, sure. That when you put it like that, when the entire world is optimized for human beings, that makes sense. Then
yeah,
humanoid. Yeah.
But what we will see the like different kinds of robots also, not just the humanoid robots will come in, but there'll be other kind of robots as well who will do the menial jobs of collecting garbage, stuff that the humans would not want to do in other 10-20 years.
I would like a world where my brain can be replicated. Like I don't have to train my team. Then I just take it, just plug them to something.
Yeah, they're working on this as well.
They have my entire lived experience.
Yeah.
And then they can make decisions as fast as I do.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
But what is your role then?
I do nothing. I just sit.
Would that make you? I mean, is that the ideal situation for you?
I would like a solution for the lack of time, right? Because put in 18 hours of work still, if I can have 3 people put in 9 hours a day, that's still not 2 people 9 hours a day, right?
Yeah. No, how I see it is you will have something like that to take care of the stuff that you don't want to do. Like, for example, like maybe washing your clothes, or like making even the decisions. There are decisions that you
that
can
part
easily
is already solved.
No, but I feel like
strategic decision making is what
you will you will end up doing.
Because imagine like another Shanaka who is talking to another Dilanjan elsewhere. It doubles the opportunity.
Of course. Thank you so much, Dilanjan. It was a pleasure having you.
Likewise, sir.